Jai Hind everyone, and I, Ujjwal Chugh, author, founder, How to Crack SSB, welcome all of you once again to the channel. And this is the OLQ podcast series in which I will going to touch each and every OLQ in upcoming episodes. We will going to get into the detailed insight of every OLQ so that you can actually make that OLQ as a part of your personality. Just go with the episodes, and I'm sure that this will going to give you a very strong knowledge, understanding to inculcate that officer-like quality within your personality. So till now, if you have not subscribed the channel, go forward, subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon so that for all the upcoming episodes, for all the upcoming videos and the podcast on officer-like quality, you must get the automatic notification.
And today we will be moving on to the next officer-like quality, and that is cooperation. So cooperation is the officer-like quality that we will be discussing today. So as everyone is already aware that what is cooperation, so just to simplify for you people, cooperation is your spirit, it's your art where you do the things willingly in order to support others without keeping your any personal interest. So the idea is in armed forces, if you talk about, so armed forces cooperation is when you assist your subordinates, your colleagues, your juniors, your seniors in order to achieve one common goal, which is the very purpose of Indian Armed Forces. If we talk about any forces, be it our Indian Army, Indian Air Force, Indian Navy. So when we talk about Indian Air Force or Indian Army or Indian Navy, that is Indian Armed Forces, Indian Armed Forces always work with one single goal. They're always inclined towards goal-oriented thing, towards one mission. And cooperation, because of this, is one of the most important officer-like quality that will be assessed in the SSB at every point of time. And directly and majorly, it will be going to be assessed in your GTO task. Because in GTO, you are in the group task where so many people, so many group mates are there and they are trying to solve a particular task, which is more like a game. So what happens when you are already in an outdoor task, so your real intent, how much supportive, how much cooperative you are with others will automatically going to come out of you. And that's what they assess. And let me tell you that it is one of the very important thing that is assessed in SSB. A person who is not cooperative will not get the recommendation for SSB, irrespective of the fact that in other few OLQs you are very good. Because you can understand, when we talk about Indian Armed Forces, everything in Indian Armed Forces is inclined with a mission. आपको कहीं भी जाना है, किसी भी चीज को करना है, एक ना एक मिशन होता है, एक मुद्दा होगा जिसके अंदर आप जाते हैं. And you can understand a mission is not taken or is not taken forward by one person. So in an army, as we talk about army मतलब एकजुट. So there is a complete teamwork that is required. There is a complete group of people, officers, soldiers, armed forces personnel that will going to come forward and that will going to look forward to achieve that mission and that goal. And when there are multiple people, cooperation is very important. That means willingly and wholeheartedly you are assisting others with one common goal, which is the aim and objective of each and every person in that group. That is why cooperation is most important. So I believe everyone is clear. One thing I must tell you, very important. In your SSB, you will going to get the candidates from every state almost. I believe the ones, all the viewers who have already gone for SSB and they have already tasted the flavor of SSB. So they must agree and realize the fact that in their SSB, they must have been able to see and meet candidates from across all states of India. So let me tell you, when you have so many people from all the dimensions of the country, cooperation is something which can be assessed more profoundly and very easily. Because generally क्या होता है, you have seen, we are able to cooperate at times with the people to whom we know or the people who share the common interest. Just for example, if you belong to a particular region, you might get a person from the same region who has multiple things in common as an interest, which could be food, thoughts, the way of talking, the language. So in that case, generally people are cooperative. But what happens when you get someone who does not have anything as an interest in common with you? At that time, cooperation is truly assessed. And SSB is one of the finest platform where this officer-like quality, this personality trait can be assessed so profoundly that you cannot even hide, irrespective of the fact you try to do it, but you won't be able to hide it. So once you are clear, as you are already clear that what is cooperation, why it is so important in SSB, now the point comes in how to imbibe cooperation within your own self, how to make it a part of your own personality so that this officer-like quality must be exhibited very profoundly in your SSB, which acknowledges the fact that you are a very cooperative person. So again, as I said in the very beginning, cooperation is a spirit, it is not a skill. So please don't again try to incline yourself something where you are trying to learn. Cooperation cannot be something which you can learn because it's not a skill. It's a spirit, and spirit always comes from heart, from your will, right? Now the point comes is how to imbibe it. So the very basis of imbibing cooperation within you is in the officer-like quality, social adaptability. So to all the viewers right now who are watching, I would suggest you and request you, if you have not seen the 8th episode that is on social adaptability, which was our last episode, must watch that episode before you watch this episode. So watch that again and do come back again to watch this, because that's very important. So the very basis for imbibing cooperation within you, you must be socially adaptable person. So I'll explain you very simple that why it is required. You will automatically understand why cooperation basis lies in social adaptability. So social adaptability simply means adapting a particular situation, environment, and performing there by will, that is effortlessly, without any pain, wholeheartedly, right? So the idea is when we talk about cooperation, so cooperation is willingly you have to assist, support others irrespective of the fact from wherever they belong, and you do not have any personal interest. This can only happen when you are adaptable. So I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say you go to a very remote area, or let's say you have a problem, you cannot eat a very spicy food, right? And you go to a place where you only get a very spicy food. Now if you cannot adjust that situation in one way or the another, so at the end of the day, what will going to happen? The people who are from that area, the ones who have their interest and serving you the spicy food, you won't be able to cooperate with them. Because cooperation is again assisting, because you are not able to adapt the situation, how you can think of cooperating? So the very manifestation of cooperation lies in adaptability. So the moment you become socially adaptable, automatically cooperation starts coming within you. Second very important thing which you need to understand for cooperation you need to have is, so the basis is social adaptability. So if you are adaptable, you are now very much flexible, and there is a very high probability now you will definitely be cooperative. But one very important thing is still there in cooperation, and that is, once you have become adaptable, once you have been able to adapt the environment, now Second thing for cooperation is you must be able to do the things and take the things without keeping your self-interest into consideration. अब ऐसा तो हो सकता है ना, at times you are very adaptable but you always think of something in your personal interest, which could be the property or a personality of any candidate or a person. That means a person is adaptable, but at the same time a person is self-centered too. But cooperation doesn't mean that, because in cooperation you cannot think of the common as in like your own personal interest, because the moment a personal interest comes, that shows that you are not cooperative. You are doing it compulsively because of your personal interest, and something which is done compulsively is not cooperation, because cooperation is never compulsive, it is always willing and wholehearted, right? So two things required for imbibing cooperation within you. Number one, you need to be socially adaptable, so bring social adaptability within your own self. So please watch the 8th episode, that's very important. Second, whatever you do for cooperation, you have to incline yourself towards one common goal, that is a selfless approach. Then only you can be cooperative. Interest can be mutual, but it cannot be a personal interest. So I believe you have understood what cooperation is, and as I have already shared, it is one of the very important personality trait, officer-like quality that will be assessed. So do self-introspect yourself. If you have lack of cooperation, please start working from today itself, as it is very, very important and will be assessed very profoundly in the SSB and is required. It's mandatory if you want to get recommended.
Alright, and I'm sure that you must have got the powerful learnings from this podcast, from this video. Now what I want you to do here is just go forward and below in the comment box below this video, write your top 3 learnings that you have learned from this detailed podcast. And I'm sure you must have learned a lot of things. Just write the crux top 3 learnings. And I'll personally going to review the same and I'm going to reply back onto it. Alright? And I'm sure that a lot of people who are watching this podcast, who are watching this video, and a lot of them, you are the part of the How to Crack SSB family only, the How to Crack SSB community, and a lot of you might not be a part of it. But this podcast series is just to give you those detailed insights about the officer-like quality. And the ones who are already a part of How to Crack SSB transformational journey as a part of the family, they must be knowing that they are already going with a transformational experience, as they're talking to me live every week and I keep on getting their comments and I can see the change coming within them. All those who are new to this channel or the ones who are not the part of the community right now, if you really desire to have that experience, if you really want to get that transformation within yourself in order to start your successful SSB recommendation journey, so here I have a great thing for all of you. Below in the description, there is a link to my free webinar. Click on the link, register for the webinar, and in that webinar, I would going to share the top 3 secrets for SSB recommendation, and also I would going to give you an insights of SSB recommendation blueprint program course journey. Once you will see that transformational program, trust me, you will be blown off. Your mind will be blown off, and every week, lot of aspirants are joining this journey. They are enrolling them and they are getting that transformation, and they're getting that current of 10,000 volt while they're going with this journey. So if you are committed for Indian Armed Forces, you are committed to bring that non-uniform officer within yourself. If you are committed to bring that transformation within yourself. So here, catch the opportunity, go forward, register for the webinar, and I'll be in there in the webinar. And in the webinar, all of you who are really serious, let me guarantee you that I would going to show you something. After watching that, you will not be able to resist yourself and you will definitely going to go forward and become a part of that particular journey. So I will also going to give you some special privileges within the webinar. So just go forward and register for it and I'll catch you guys over there. And till now, if you have not subscribed the channel, just go forward, subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon so that you must get the notification for further podcast and the videos. And also, if you really have liked this podcast and the video, please go forward, click on the like video and just share the link of this video on your social media with other aspirants to whom you are connected so that this can benefit to everyone. Because I am on the mission along with the team of How to Crack SSB and the veteran. We are on a mission to create 100,000 officers, channelize 100,000 youth to become the officers in Indian Armed Forces. So I want you to see and I want you to be a part of that mission. So go forward, have a great learning, keep sharing the great thing and register for the webinar and start your recommendation journey. Bye bye, thank you, take care and I really love you all. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.